There's a lot of emphasis on photography being archival or lasting decades, but I'm really interested in the threads between when photography kind of has a life of its own and we get to be a part of that life cycle for a split second, or get to enter in a phase of its life and see how that kind of evolves through working with different types of photo materials that are more light sensitive, to underfixing them. I'm really interested in these levels of altering or using photographic materials that would necessarily be looked at as expired or not useful, but trying to also revive some things and kind of merge analog and digital processes, along with a bunch of different sculptural and printmaking techniques to kind of integrate a bunch of different methods and modes of working. My piece in the exhibition comes from a river rock at Yuba River in California. It's about a 3-hour drive from my old house, but the river for me came at a place in time when my life kind of felt very wobbly and didn't feel really stable. And there was a lot of different life things happening at that junction. And going to the river was this space that I felt like I could ground myself. And one day when I was up there, I found this river rock, or I look at it as it kind of found me, where I just kind of held on to it all day. And I took it with me. I dropped it in the water. I refound it. And it's kind of been with me for a really long time. And I've been wanting to make a piece kind of about that. And the two pieces in the show are kind of these off casts from another piece that I made too, where I was experimenting to try and figure out how to react with this river rock. It's really about placing that river rock onto light sensitive paper, allowing this kind of exposure and echo of shifting it along the way, exposing it to light in the developer so it has one last glim of light, and then allowing that piece of paper to soak in water for 24 hours, 48 hours, a couple days, and allowing that emulsion that would make an image kind of start to erode to reveal that paper underneath, welcoming that chance of darkroom practice and experience with this place and this space, and trying to figure out how to build a relationship between those 2 points. So I think when I submitted the work that's in the exhibition, I got really excited about that way of thinking about soaking and staining and letting something kind of strip away materials to reveal something else. And that's something that I see a lot in Helen Frankenthaler's work, is that way of showing us this other space, this other reality, these other ways that paint or pigment can kind of manifest on materials. That really excited me in trying to figure out how to be in relationship with that work too. I think something I hope that the viewers kind of experience while they're viewing the work is maybe a moment of that calm that I felt by the water, a moment of investigation. I think in particular in the darker of the two river rocks, it takes a little bit of time to kind of realize that there's a shadow of the rock there. So having that viewer kind of want to be a little bit of an investigator, sit with it for a little bit and see that it's revealing something to you, is something that I always think about being in these spaces or being by that river. I didn't expect the river to kind of have this healing property for me. A friend recommended me go and experience it and just kind of sit by it and let it kind of wash away some of these things.